Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I wanted to show you something strange about the Wingman. I decided to go ahead and load up the practice range so that I could show you this best, and while it seems like I'm just kind of goofing around and shooting targets randomly, I promise you that's not actually the case. What's actually going on is a very simple close range example of the fact that the Wingman has perfect hipfire accuracy at all ranges. And I do mean literally all ranges. You might as well not even have a hipfire box on this gun. I can get on the very back of the map and not miss a target and get a hit every single time with the Wingman. The bullet always goes in the dead center of the crosshairs, no matter how far away you are, no matter what you're doing, what you're jumping, or anything. And it's crazy. It's almost like you don't even need to aim down sights on this gun. Now you can spam it really hard and your hipfire box will kick upwards because it has some recoil per shot. However, if you repeat the exact same test standing still, and I did shoot a few of these shots before the box recentered, but when I get incredibly close, you'll see what I'm talking about. It is pretty much perfectly accurate with only a few shots there that I didn't line up properly or that I was impatient for. We'll open up the gameplay and explanation section of this video with one of the longer ranged hipfire hits that I got of the evening playing with Niku and Ali. You can see I'm just hipfiring this guy, not missing a shot, line it up, and bam. I do aim down sights to line up the shot, but the hipfire itself is still just downright filthy at that range. I was really surprised that it worked as well as it did in game. The rest of the gameplay is me making use of this exploit, feature, bug, whatever you want to call it, and I am not Shroud. I can't take advantage of this like Dizzy or Mendo or some of those guys, but I do get some good demonstration clips. This works on both PC and on console. I tested this afternoon on PC, and I tested on PlayStation 4. I'm using mostly PC footage today since PC is my primary platform, and the crazy thing is there's no special trick to this. No settings you have to turn on, no aim resets with the WASD keys like in Counter-Strike or crouching or ADS to reset it. There's no movement limitations that I'm aware of. It's always worked if I was strafing, jumping, sliding on a zip line. It's always worked even if I spam the weapon really hard, with the exception of the fact that when you spam, your hipfire box itself will move around, but it's still perfectly accurate in the center of that box. It pretty much just works all the time. I've looked around YouTube and talked to some other people, and some people said if you fire the gun at its absolute maximum rate of fire and spam it that it won't behave properly, but I really haven't had that experience in my testing. So, if you like playing Apex Legends and you like using the Wingman, just keep in mind that you don't really need to aim down sights as long as you can line up that center dot with the hipfire box. If you have one of those goofy stickers that you put on your monitor or TV with the hipfire dot on it, or if you're just maybe really good at tracking and focusing on the center of the box, you'll play great with this. It's extremely useful up close. The Wingman is as reliable as the EVA 8 shotgun. It's very useful at medium range. It allows you a nice field of view and a higher degree of movement. You can pop people while strafing. The only downside is that most players can't line up their shots properly without crosshairs, and I'm in that group of most players. It's a little bit more challenging for me, which is why aiming down sights is still the best choice in most engagements, at least opening engagements. You know, when they get in close, then you can go for the hipfire kills. I was doing it a little bit excessively here to just kind of show off tonight, but aiming down sights is still your friend on the Wingman, but you just kind of don't have to. And finally, at the end of this video, I want to talk about the choice of the word exploit. I chose that word for pretty specific reasons, which is appeasing the YouTube algorithm and getting more views, because that's one of the big search results for Apex Legends right now. But I don't really think that this is a cheat or a hack or an exploit or a bug. It might be a bug or just bad programming, but not really. Something about it seems kind of intentional, because I also tested all the other weapons and found really strange things about their hipfire as well. Several other weapons in this game have the exact same thing that the Wingman has, with that perfectly accurate, or almost perfectly accurate center dot god tier hipfire. However, almost all of them have different limitations on other variables. Not many of them are like the Wingman, and that you can just do this anytime you want with the Wingman, no matter what else is going on in the game. But some of the other weapons had it to where it's perfect hipfire accuracy as long as you're standing still, or as long as it's one shot only, or with short resets only. Some weapons don't have perfect hipfire accuracy, but they have really tight hipfire, much tighter than the hipfire box that you're showing on screen. And others are just insanely random, even worse than the box sometimes, which is really strange. There isn't really a clear pattern between the types of hipfire boxes either, because we've got 3 different types of hipfire boxes in the game. You've got your standard, 4 dashes box, you've got the 3 lines like on the R301, and you've got the little carrots on the side, the little, I guess you'd call them whatever the flatline hipfire box is, or the alternator hipfire box. And I thought that there would be a pattern between those, but I didn't really see one. And there's probably going to be a follow-up video coming really soon to take a look at the hipfire in this game, but the most useful thing I found is that the Wingman has god-tier hipfire, and you should definitely take advantage of this. Guys, that's all for this short video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.